And hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of the GrowCast Show. And today we are all in green because that's the theme of the day. And I have with me Aisha Hashim, the owner of Haig Road Putu Piring. Aisha, how do you feel?
I feel great, awesome, exciting today.
Very nice. And I know green is the theme of the day as well because, green is the color of Putu Piring. Coincidentally, you are in your green apron. I'm also wearing my green Uniqlo t-shirt as well. But before we go diving into the topic of green, maybe I can ask you a question, which I always ask every guest when they come on the show, which is, what does being better than normal mean to you?
Okay, basically being better than normal to me means exceeding what you can do, meaning getting out of your comfort zone. So that's, like instead of going back home, watch Netflix, playing with your kids, you'll be doing more than that. I will always ask myself what can I do better for tomorrow.
And Aisha, very nice. I like that question. I like the answer to the question as well, which is looking forward to tomorrow, right? So maybe I can ask you, what makes you better than normal?
So basically, what makes me better than normal is when I always push myself to the limit. So I will always say I wanted to give 100% of what I'm going to do. But I will tell myself, no, not 100%. I'm going to do 200% or more for tomorrow. So that's what is being better to me.
And Aisha, that's very nice. I mean, we'll dive into the number of stalls that you have in a short while. But can you tell us a little bit about the origin of Haig Road Putu Piring?
So basically, the origin of Haig Road Putu Piring, when I was forced by CNA to interview my late grandmother, only then I knew that we existed since 1930s. That was during World War II. And her first location was actually near the Hotel New World, where I think everyone remembers that hotel collapses. If I'm not wrong, it's somewhere in the central of Singapore. So that's where our history was.
What do you think inspired her to start Haig Road Putu Piring?
Okay. Last time during the World War II, food is scarce. But however, my late grandmother, she likes to do farming and she have a lot of flour. I wouldn't say flour, the rice, a lot. So that's where she grind herself. So every time there's a lot of rice, she will grind and process the flour into the putu piring flour and start selling it by the street side. And also last time coconut tree is a lot. It's a lot. So that's where she will get all the coconut, and whenever there's order, she would on the spot grate the coconut. That's how Putu Piring actually existed.
What do you think were the challenges that she faced being a female entrepreneur in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s?
I'm not too sure about that, but Vicky, for your info, my family is a female dominant kind of family. Our trade has been passing down from my late great-great-grandmother to my late grandmother until now, and it passed to me. So if you ask me, I think it's in our blood since young. Her challenge, she have 13 kids, so she have no choice to support her husband. That I'm sure of.
How many shops does Haig Road Putu Piring have right now?
Okay, right now, Haig Road Putu Piring, we have 7 outlets. So we have number 1, the Haig Road Market. That's the most famous one. And then we have nearby is at the Onan Road. Also nearby is at Geylang Serai Market Level 1. And we have one at Century Square Level 3 inside Food Junction. Also in Food Junction at Next Serangoon Shopping Centre. And we have one at Simpang Bedok. And also the final one will be at North Point City, Yishun. But unfortunately, I closed one that used to be our 8th stall at Jewel Changi Airport. Unfortunately, we need to close it down in September this year.
Okay, I mean you've got 7. So are there any plans for expansion? Are there any plans to have more than 7?
Definitely, but that will happen next year, hopefully.
Are you able to give us a bit of a preview on where the shops are going to be opening?
Okay, as you notice, all the location that I've told you, there's none in the west. So most likely we will be opening one in the west side.
What is the process like of opening a new Haig Road Putu Piring store?
Currently, we do everything on our own. Many said that I franchise the stalls, but no, it's all on us. We did it on our own. So when I hear there's someone offering me a stall, I would normally go out to recce on my own. So I would spend days, weeks sitting there, counting footfalls. Yes, and then no franchising, still not yet. Maybe, but not that soon.
Do you have any specific favorite stall of yours?
I can say is the Onan Road stall. Why? Because that is the oldest stall that we have currently. Many thought that it's from the Haig Road Market, but no, it's not. Our oldest stall is at the Onan Road. That was since 2009. March 2009, we shifted there. And one most memorable over there is that's where I get to know my husband. 1 year later, we get married.
I mean, we know Haig Road Putu Piring has been around since the 1930s that you mentioned. It's a Singapore local household brand. But which generation of owner are you in the Haig Road Putu Piring hierarchy?
Okay, after I was forced to interview by the CNA to my late grandmother, I only knew that I am the 5th generation. Because all the while I thought that I am the 3rd. So now being the 5th generation, actually put more pressure on me, you see, because I definitely with now the era I need to keep up. I cannot be doing the same thing as what they are doing. I need to keep up with technology, AI, processors, machines, So it's quite a big challenge for me to handle this. Plus I am a female entrepreneur, which people don't really look so high up to a female entrepreneur, but that's where I every time push my best and show to them that, excuse me, I'm not a normal female boss over here, so please work with me. I need to expand my business.
What are the 3 biggest challenges you face in the F&B industry in Singapore?
The challenges, I would say, actually, frankly speaking, it would be the cost. When I mention the cost, of course, that will be the rental, the manpower. I think it's normal for all businesses. But for me, being a female, it's hard to get along because nowadays there's a lot of male bosses instead of female. So for me to get along with female bosses, there are not many in the line of F&B. Even if there is, they are basically home-based business, which their mindset is a little bit different than what I have now. So that's the challenge for me.
Maybe also we can talk a little bit about, we talk about home-based businesses. We know there are lots of people in the Malay community who've got home-based businesses, right? Mm-hmm. So in Singapore, you've got Chinese home-based business, you've got Indian home-based business. Home-based businesses are thriving basically in Singapore. Mm-hmm. So if somebody is looking to go from a home-based business to an actual stall, right? What is one piece of advice you will have for somebody who's considering opening up a stall from a home-based business?
Okay. That's a good question because I have a lot of home-based business friends. So they did ask me that questions every time. So I will always inform them, do you have enough cash flow for your first 3 months? Because your first month will be going to be a lot of money. Renovation, all the costing of your products and your, the 3 months prior rental, security deposit and everything. So make sure that your cash flow is available for the first 3 months because you are doing a startup. Even though you have some of your base clients with you, but now you have to remember that you need to start paying rent. So that's one issue. So that's the only, normally that's the first advice I would inform them.
How many types of Putu Piring are there?
Okay, currently we have 5 flavors. This I think actually is last year that we just launched the new flavors, that was the peanut putu piring, because it was highly demanded by the Chinese. So right here we have our peanut putu piring, and we have the durian, and the durian is actually famous for the Malays usually love it, and this is the most famous one, the original gula melaka. And we have the brown coconut, also loved by the Chinese. And last but not least, chocolate putu piring for the younger generation. Mm-hmm.
So you cater to everybody, yeah?
Yes.
And from the 5 flavors of Putu Piring, which one is your personal favorite?
Personal, if you were to ask me, I actually love the durian because durian is my favorite.
And I know, Aisha, you've got a new flavor that's coming up in the next couple of days, right? Do you mind giving us a bit of a sneak peek on what the new flavor is?
Oh, okay. The sneak peek is the flavor is gonna be green in color. It will reminds you of your childhood, and also the smell and aroma that you will definitely love it.
Okay, so if we know it's going to be green in color, we know it reminds you of your childhood, and the aroma, you're going to love it. So if anybody is able to guess what is the flavor, type into the comments over here. What do you think is the sneak peek of the flavor, when it's going to be coming out? And if you get the correct answer, if you're able to guess 2 things, if you're able to guess what's the correct flavor, and if you're able to guess when it will be coming out, is it okay that we give them maybe 1 free box?
Oh, sure, definitely.
Very nice. So we're going to give away 3 boxes, 1 free box. Comment inside there what do you think is the flavor, and when do you think the flavor is going to be coming out. So type into the comments right now. Why are the putu pirings so expensive?
Well, I have been wanting to answer this question and let my audiences know. Why? Because they have been asking me, why is it so expensive now compared to what my parents used to sell. This is the process that I'm gonna tell you. This dry flour that you see here, this processed flour, this is the putu piring flour that takes 3 days to process. 3 days, okay? And this flour is not the packet rice flour that you buy from NTUC and you just cut and you directly use. No. I will have to go through 3 days with my team, and we always check for the quality control. After this dry flour is processed, only then there is still another day of process with the salt water before it can be sent to the outlet. So last time my parents used to do this at home. Therefore, we have no extra rental and no manpower because I am the manpower. But now I need to get my own manpower, and of course, according to all the SFA rules and whatsoever, our cost definitely is also higher. So I need to get a factory for it. I need to get more manpower, international manpower to do all this flour.
And that's why it adds on to the cost and everything.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, with the good, if you want to maintain high quality, then you have to make sure that everything from A to Z, from front to end, is taken care of, right? Well, that makes sense as well. And I also know you've got a special gift for someone who spends more than $100 in a single receipt in any shop. Am I correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more? What is the special gift you have for someone who spends more than $100 in a single receipt at your shop?
All right. Be it walk-in or delivery orders, actually this is what we will give you. A putu piring mug, actually valued at about $22. So this is actually a gift so that you can remember us and come again.
Very nice. Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
I mean, it's very nice. It's love till the last bite. Haig Road Putu Piring. So if you want a cup for yourself, get $100 in a single receipt. I think you get all flavors. It should be it's going to be worth it, I would say. Very nice. And let's maybe if you could go down a little bit into the rabbit hole of the recipe of the putu piring. So maybe can you tell us a little bit more? Was this recipe passed down from 1930s, or how did you manage to make sure that the recipe since 1930 is so consistent?
Why is it so consistent? Basically, it's being taught by the master to the master to the master to the master until myself. So whatever is being taught, even the little most detail will be told by my mom. I'm taught by my mom. So my mom was taught by her mother, which is my grandmother. So that's where we get to keep the recipe. But frankly speaking, it's not the recipe that matters. It's actually the technique of cooking the putu piring flour.
And that's very nice, the fact that the recipes have been passed down. Maybe Aisha, I can ask you, what are the main ingredients that go into making a perfect putu piring?
The main ingredients, actually one of them, what's being taught to me is to use good quality ingredients. And the 4 ingredients inside the putu piring flour, it's actually nothing special. So all you need is actually the rice flour, pure rice flour that we import from Thailand. And we use salt to taste, pandan leaves for the smell so that the putu piring flour will have a good smell, and also water. So that's the 4 ingredients. Oh, but I forget one last important ingredient. It's compulsory must have, and that is love.
That's the most important one, right?
Oh,
Because
yes.
if you don't have that, then everything else won't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And can you tell us a bit more also about the backstory? I mean, we know that, what is the value, since you're talking about the recipe, right? Since you're talking a little bit about the recipe as well, maybe could you tell us what is the value of Haig Road Putu Piring, or what is the value of how much would you be willing to accept for the magical recipe that you have?
Ooh. Okay. Frankly speaking, this is what I heard from my friend, that our company is actually worth about $10 million. I'm not too sure about it, but that's what I heard. However, if you ask me how much the recipe would worth, I can say it's priceless.
Aisha, I mean, everybody knows about Haig Road Putu Piring, and it's been around for so long. So what is the USP for Haig Road Putu Piring?
So the USP for Haig Road Putu Piring is a traditional family recipe that has been passed down since 1930s for 9 decades and almost reaching 100 years. Can you imagine that? And of course, we are being featured in almost a lot of platforms throughout in Singapore, be it newspaper. We are featured also in Netflix, representing Singapore, and CNA, 8 Days, Makan Sutra, etc. and more.
And I know also recently you had the F1 feature where, I mean, you were invited to go down to F1 to be one of, the local F&B stores, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience at the recent F1?
Oh, this is actually our first invitation to serve the VVIP that was from all over the world, serving Haig Road Putu Piring, because we were featured in Netflix in, I think, 2018. So I believe a lot of people, especially the VVIPs, wanted to taste how Putu Piring is. And the experience was wonderful.
Maybe Aisha, can you tell us a little bit more? Because I don't know if many people are aware, but does Haig Road Putu Piring also do catering for events?
Yes, we do catering, but our catering is special. We don't pre-cook from our outlets. We actually bring our equipments over to you. We bring everything. Our whole stall will be there with our ingredients and manpower. We serve directly hot from the steamer just for you. That's our live station catering.
Very nice. Can you tell us a little bit more about what are the events that you do live station catering for?
Okay, so far the live station catering that we have attended was actually mostly by the hotels. They did it for buffets and also special events like Mother's Day, Father's Day. They invited us for their guests, and also especially during end of the year right now, we are invited by many schools because I think they're having celebration, before the holidays are on. And also we have birthday parties, weddings, and this year we actually also was invited by Madam Halima to the Istana to serve some of her VVIP guests around throughout the world. And most probably next year we will be invited again in the Istana for Chinese New Year celebration. So actually we have pretty a lot of occasion that you can invite us. Yes. So please, we will be there for you.
Aisha, if somebody wants to get a live Putu Piring station for their event, what is the process like?
Okay. So we actually serve any event under the roof, under the hot sun, also in Singapore. So be it for corporate events or also for your personal events, we can always serve you, especially for birthday parties, when you don't know what to serve your guests for dessert and someone is piping hot. Yeah. Remember us. And of course, for more inquiries, if you don't know, do you require, you can always WhatsApp us at 97975635. So our admin will definitely get through you.
So Aisha, if somebody wants to get catering, right, how much do you charge catering for events?
Okay, for catering live station, our live station events, we cater for small packs and also as huge as 10,000 packs. So that's our biggest that we did for live station. And of course, if you have more inquiries, you don't know if we could cater to what you want, please drop us a WhatsApp at 97975635.
Aisha, how was it easy learning and mastering the art of making putu piring?
Frankly speaking, it's not easy because there's 4 steps in making putu piring, and many thought that making putu piring is like playing masak-masak, but it's not. Each step requires its own skill before you get that perfect putu piring that many didn't know.
I'm sure it mustn't. I'm sure it would have been not so easy learning the whole system and learning the process, right? But do you mind sharing what are the steps that go into making the perfect putu piring?
Okay, sure. So the first step is, this is the putu piring mold that I think everyone knows. So you need to use the flour. Is to place the flour first, then the gula melaka as the filling, and the flour again. So once this is done, you go to the next station. When you give to the next station, the next station will cover this with the white cloth, hold it properly and turn it upside down. This turning upside down requires skill, yeah? So this is the technique. After that, after turning upside down, they need to put it inside the funnel on the steamer and quickly pick up the plate. If you are slow, you'll get steam and scalded. So that's the second step. The third step is, once it's cooked, the person need to quickly pick up the cooked putu piring and place it in the box or the brown paper that we normally serve. So that's the third step. And the third step is the step that many of my staff refuse because it's super hot. It's like cooking in front of a hot stove. So that's the third step. And of course, the fourth one is to place the shaved coconut inside the box and serve it to the customer. So basically, the fourth step is more to customer service and packing.
And Aisha, I know it must not have been easy learning all the steps that it comes to making a perfect putu piring, right? But can you share what are the steps in making a perfect putu piring?
Okay, so the 4 steps is the step number 1 is to mold the putu piring. So this is the putu piring plate that we use to mold the putu piring. So first step is to place the first layer of rice flour, and then you will take some gula melaka, just imagining here, yeah, and then more flour to cover up the gula melaka. So this is the first step. The first person will pass it to the second station. So the second station will take this white cloth and cover the putu piring, hold it and put it upside down. So there's a technique doing this, putting it upside down, this requires skill. So once you put it upside down, you have to put it inside the funnel. Okay, and quickly bring this up. If you are slow, you get scalded by the steam. And once this is done, once the putu piring is cooked, the third person of the process is to carry the cooked putu piring. So this is where he will put it inside the box. This also you have to be fast, otherwise your hand will be get scalded by the skin, by the steam. And next, the fourth person is the one that we place the grated coconut, box it, pack it, and serve to the customers. And maybe I should add another fifth step, and that would be eating the putu piring.
I didn't know it was so hard to actually make putu piring. So for yourself, Aisha, what did you learn in this process in the art of making the perfect putu piring?
Okay. What I learned is actually patience. You need to have patience in learning each and every step, because each and every step have its own technique and skill. Like example, when you mold the putu piring flour, you shouldn't press it. When you press it, definitely it become hard. So that's where many people say, why is the putu piring hard? Ours is not, because there's a technique to it. And also, when you hold the putu piring, when you put it inside the steamer, yes, you need to be fast but gentle. You cannot bang the putu piring into the steamer. That also will make the putu piring to become hard. So there are techniques in each and every step. So that's why you need patience to learn all this.
Aisha, what is the difference between Malay putu piring and Chinese kueh tutu?
Okay, so the difference between the Malay putu piring and the Chinese kueh tutu is the flour. Basically, is the flour, because the Chinese kueh tutu is made up of glutinous rice flour. Their flour is much more sticky and there's more starch in it, so that's why it binds well. While for ours is a pure rice flour. It's a normal rice flour. So that's why it's more softer. And also the filling, our original filling is gula melaka, while for the Chinese kueh tutu, it's either coconut or peanut. But I understand from both parties that we have variable of flavors nowadays. Mm-hmm.
I can tell obviously a lot of time, energy, effort and love goes into making the putu piring. But how long does it actually take to make putu piring?
So how long it takes? It takes up to 3 days, because the process doesn't start from the outlet. It starts from the central kitchen. So from the central kitchen, we need to process the flour, which take 3 days. And on that third day, after it's being processed, only then we can add the salt water before it could be released out to our outlets, which many didn't know.
How do you handle being a sandwich generation as well as running a successful business?
Okay, for this, it is challenging, very, very challenging. So I really, what I did was I have to train another me. So I am training actually my assistant to do what I can do. And also I have supervisors who will be, who learn of what putu piring and what they need to do for all the process. So anything they will report to me, which makes me easier for me to handle. So therefore, I have much more time with my kids especially, and also my parents.
And so it looks like you figure out the art of, running a business where you're working on the business rather than working in the business. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Could you share a bit more? How long did it take for you to learn the difference between working on the business rather than working in the business?
Frankly speaking, that took me quite some time, because I knew I have to do something regarding the in or on the business. I have a few mentors that telling me, Aisha, you have to be out of the business for you to expand. However, that's where in the process, I learned, and it took me about 4 to 5 years, because putu piring is a niche. It's a super niche. I mean, if I were to explain this to other FMB, I don't think so they will know. Just leave it. Just teach to your staff. I mean, and you just let go. Yeah, but it's not that easy. Plus I am the first gen to know about, to change the process using machinery and everything. No more hands on in the central kitchen. So therefore, it took me quite some time to be out of the business so I can look more into like an eagle eye and see everything overview.
And how do you think life changed for you after you decided to work on the business rather than in the business?
Definitely my life is better. I can arrange my time well, and my calendar is not so packed every day. I have more me time when I am on the business. But of course, all I need to be, my handphone will be my best friend in a way for me to look on the business. So anything, because I know my supervisors or my management team would be calling me if there's anything that happened. Mhm.
And I mean, I know you want to bring the Putu Piring brand more locally, you want to expand the brand. Maybe can you tell us a bit more? What do you feel is lacking in terms of the branding of Haig Road Putu Piring?
This I actually did talk to my friends about it. So we are lacking marketing. So I definitely need to push my marketing to let 100% of Singaporeans know about Putu Piring, because even though we are well known for Putu Piring, doesn't mean everyone knows, because especially the younger generation, when I asked, do you know what is Putu Piring? They were like, they were looking at each other. So I actually wanted to say thank you to teachers especially that invited us during especially Racial Harmony Day, and they introduced this traditional kuih putu piring to the kids. Thank you to them.
So, I mean, Aisha, in the world of social media and branding, right? I'm sure you want your brand to expand. So, what are your plans to use social media to grow the Haig Road Putu Piring legacy?
Okay, my plans to grow Haig Road Putu Piring legacy via social media is actually I wanted, because I understand now the youngsters, they were always online. So therefore, we actually have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have TikTok to post all of our videos inside all these platforms. So all you have to do is find Haig Road Putu Piring. So that's the brand that I wanted 100% of Singaporeans to know.
I know you got some amazing plans, Aisha, to grow the Haig Road Putu Piring brand and legacy, but I know you're launching the Haig Road Putu Piring community. Can you tell us more about the launch of the Haig Road Putu Piring community on WhatsApp?
Okay, so this is something new that I'm going to venture in. So I will be offering a box of 2 pieces putu piring, the small box, pricing at 250, but now because I wanted you to be a member, I am only offering at $1 for a limited time. Only $1 for a limited time. So anything about putu piring, be it about catering, events, any new promotion, new flavors or merchandise, anything about us, you will get to know first. So want to join us? Please click on the link and welcome to the club.